Drika, how would you describe Cassie's demeanor when she took the stand today?
When she walked in there, Rachel, she had on a brown dress, form-fitting, visibly pregnant, head held high, and did not make any eye contact with the defendant, with Sean Combs.
What was Sean's reaction when he saw Cassie enter the courtroom?
You know, attorneys say that this is the first time that they've met since 2018.
It's day one of the celebrity trial gripping much of the nation. Sean Diddy Combs, once one of entertainment's most powerful moguls, accused of crimes so heinous, he faces the possibility of spending the rest of his life behind bars.
And we have more breaking news. Opening statements are underway in the Sean Diddy Combs trafficking trial. Prosecutors claim Combs ran a criminal enterprise with his trusted inner circle and committed crime after crime for 20 years.
This is incredibly disturbing footage, so I do want to warn our viewers, as you did. But as you said, Cassie's lawsuit, which was filed in November of 2023 and then was quickly settled overnight.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life, but sometimes you got to do that. I was f***ed up. I mean, I hit rock bottom.
I love entertaining people. I love watching people have a good time. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the concerts when everybody has a camera up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah, well, that's all of them now.
At my concerts, you dance all night. You can't even get to your phone. You so much in the...
There's so much love going on. You all figured out. You really do. You got a key to the city. You're licking toads.
Yeah.
I mean, and apparently you survived it. Did you have to use the ambulance, or was just there?
They did not know that he was recording them. I mean, when I read through that lawsuit, Rodney made it very clear that he had hidden cameras. And if you are a person like LeBron who says ain't no party like a Diddy party, you got Ashton Kutcher talking about what happens at Diddy parties stays at Diddy parties. And finally you learn via the press that actually Diddy has been collecting evidence on all of you, and you don't know where those tapes are. That will buy your silence for quite some time, because you're hoping that if you keep your head low, you're not going to be revealed as one of these people that was engaged.
This isn't just internet gossip. This is sworn testimony under oath in a federal courtroom. What Cassie Ventura revealed on day 5 of the Sean Diddy Combs trial didn't just shake the courtroom. It may have cracked open the very foundation of his empire. Hidden tunnels, women in masks, secret rooms. Cassie's words weren't hypothetical. They weren't allegations scribbled in a tell-all book. They were detailed, direct, and devastating. And for the first time, the rumors that had swirled for years weren't just whispers. They had a voice.
Diddy's ex wrapped up her testimony today after 4 grueling days on the stand. That's Cassie Ventura, who's 9 months pregnant, leaving her home and heading to federal court today.
The energy felt different that morning. Reporters arrived early, and the gallery was packed. Even the jurors appeared more alert than usual. Something was in the air. Cassie entered, flanked by security, tired but composed. The judge reminded everyone that decorum would be strictly enforced. Then the questioning began, and it took an unexpected turn. Instead of focusing on her relationship with Diddy, the defense asked her to walk them through the architecture of his Los Angeles mansion.
What is this? An email between me and Sean. What did you call him? Pop. Why? He asked me what I called my grandfather. I did it, but now I think it was disrespectful.
Layout, entrances, and exits. The line of questioning felt oddly technical, until one question landed like a detonation. Ms. Ventura, have you ever been inside the tunnel? The room held its breath. Cassie paused, then answered with one word. Yes. That answer changed everything. For years, there had been whispers, threads on Reddit, and wild tabloid theories, but now, under oath, someone had confirmed it. Cassie said Diddy had taken her there himself. High, erratic, and determined. The entrance, she explained, wasn't inside the house. It was outside, hidden beneath overgrown foliage near the pool.
Is he showing any reaction to what she is saying on the stand?
I can tell you that immediately, the moment she opened her mouth, you could see that Combs was listening intently to everything that she has to say, as well as those jurors.
It looked like landscaping, but beneath the leaves was a hatch. Down below, concrete stairs, steel doors, a drop in temperature, a feeling she couldn't shake. This wasn't a panic room, she said. This was something else. What she described resembled a psychological horror film. A long, sterile corridor. Fluorescent lights cast a harsh glare. A mechanical hum buzzed in the background. No windows, no cell service. Diddy walked ahead, mumbling to himself, caught in some private ritual.
Now, where a key witness just testified in the trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs. R&B singer and his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura took the stand today. Now, we have to warn you, the details in this case are very difficult to hear.
She followed. Through a secured door, keypad access only, they entered what she referred to as a chamber. Red lighting illuminated the space. Cameras were positioned in the corners. Leather furniture adorned the room. And there was a smell she could never forget. Sweat, chemicals, and something else she couldn't name. She listed the contents: props, masks, latex outfits, and ropes. Walls are padded with soundproofing, ceiling mirrors, floor mirrors. "It wasn't fantasy," she said. "It was built for power." Then came the image that left the courtroom stunned. 2 women, wigs, masks. One is lying still, one beside a mounted camera. He didn't introduce them.
Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years. He's been covered and protected.
He called them performers. The tunnel wasn't just one room. She recalled 3 more. One was pitch black, except for a bench and chains. Another had a full-length mirror and a digital panel by the bed. Its function was unknown. The third contained only a chair and a box of wires. When she told Diddy she wanted to leave, he laughed. "You're not ready," he said. "It's too real for you." Before opening the final door, he whispered something that haunts her still. "This is where I bring the ones I own." She heard muffled voices behind one of the walls. Not music. Voices. She didn't ask who was behind the door. She didn't want to know.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
The courtroom then shifted to a term found in Cassie's texts with Diddy: freak-offs. Once dismissed as roleplay, these now carried a sinister weight. They weren't parties. They were arranged at night, timed, scheduled, with roles assigned and sometimes recorded. Drugs were mandatory. One text: game starts at 10 p.m. No breaking character until 8 a.m. Another: bring candles, grab outfits, I want you in a wig. Sometimes there were strangers. Sometimes masked guests. Cassie said she didn't know their names. I was told to trust him. One message stood out: no safe word this time, I want control. She testified she often didn't remember what happened. Agreeing while drugged, she said, isn't consent. Cassie detailed the substances used during these sessions: opiates, benzos, MDMA, and pills she didn't recognize, sometimes handed directly from Diddy and other times from his staff. I didn't ask what it was, I just took it. One night, she awoke on the floor of his Miami property, the camera light still on. She had no memory of how she got there and no clue who had been in the room. Eventually, she found a clip on Diddy's laptop. It showed her with 2 men. She had no memory of the event. I begged him to delete it, she said. His response? I keep everything, for leverage. Cassie claimed Diddy controlled more than just the bedroom. He dictated where she went, whom she saw, and what she took. He called 50 times if I didn't answer. If she sought help, he intervened. Once, she entered rehab posing as a luxury spa. He showed up and persuaded the staff that she was merely being dramatic. She checked out the next day. Even assistants, she said, knew what was happening. They scheduled the women and cleaned up afterward. One even walked in on them. Didn't flinch, she said, just said, sorry, boss. Then came the physical abuse. Yes, Cassie said. He hit her many times.
Singer Don Richard testifies that Sean Diddy Combs hit Cassie Ventura with a skillet full of eggs.
Photos were shown to the court, revealing a gash above her eyebrow and bruises on her back. He once kicked her after reading a text from Kid Cudi. Another time, he threw her off a boat in the Caribbean, called me deadweight. She swam to shore and still went back. This was the night that broke her. The night before her movie premiere, she wanted to celebrate. Diddy had other plans, one more freak off. She initially declined. But he persisted, saying it was tradition. She gave in. Others were already in the room. She took the pill. Then a masked dancer appeared. Diddy was filming. She found herself slurring. Then, nothing. She woke up in a sweat, alone. He'd texted, "You were amazing." She smiled on the red carpet hours later. No one saw the bruises under her dress. Afterward, she began therapy. Memories resurfaced. Faces, rooms, She filed a lawsuit. It settled quickly, but it wasn't about money. It was about the record, she said. Proof I wasn't crazy. Then the FBI conducted raids. What they found remained sealed. However, rumors, recordings, secret rooms, files swirled. Cassie declined interviews. I don't want to be a symbol. I just want to be free. In court, she stated she testified for accountability. For every girl who disappeared into those tunnels and never got to speak. The jury was dismissed. No cameras allowed. However, the world had already heard enough. The truth was out, and the mask was off.